All right, what's up? What's up? How y'all doing out there? Whew. So this song will be going on iTunes. So y'all definitely please be on the lookout for that. And we will have a video for that record. I'll probably be out there shaking my Wiley Show booty on the record. So we will keep you all updated on that. As you all can see, Tina Turner, the book, we are going to be, that's part of the book club. So we did talk about Curtis Jackson book, work harder and hustle smarter. So we definitely will be breaking down Tina Turner book, and she was spilling some tea on that. So we're going to be talking about that. So we're definitely going to get into that. So we are live, and I want to say this: we are doing really well on Station Head. So we are definitely still in the top 5. So we're doing an incredible for that. So I want you all to please keep us in your prayers and keep supporting us. Don't stop supporting us. So if you're not listening, go back and listen again and again and again and again. All right. So I'm going to just drop that down there. So if anybody have an iPhone, please click on that, on iPad. Click on the show. So let's get into the entertainment gossip. Number one, I want to wish Megan Thee Stallion and Beyonce and say congratulations to those two sisters. They are now number 1. Look at God. Megan Thee Stallion featured Beyonce. Look at this. This is number 1. And this, to me, is a good look for Megan Thee Stallion because she that was kind of shady that I had let me get Doja Cat from the back. That was kind of shady. You got Doja Cat in the back. No, Doja. You old news now. You old news. Let me get you off here. You old news now. Megan Thee Stallion that took your spot. That's probably why she said the number 1 don't matter. You did your spot gold. A black woman that took that, a real black woman that ain't afraid of being black. She said bougie ratchet and all that. She ain't afraid of being a black woman. Okay. There's one thing about Megan Thee Stallion. She ain't afraid of being a black woman. Okay, so you got replaced. So go ahead and get your bullet points. Doja Cat, bullet point number 1. I got replaced by Megan Thee Stallion and Beyonce. Okay, you know her whole team eat. You know, chef kiss and she's a treat. You know, so I want to definitely give congratulations to none other than Beyonce and also Megan Thee Stallion, because they definitely deserved it. The reason why Megan Thee Stallion deserved it because she come from an independent label. 1501 is an independent label, and label head Carl Crawford. So I want to give him a congratulations. You know, congratulations to my brother for that. I think they're really putting Houston on the map. So this is a good look, Nicki. If you were such a queen, why couldn't this song go back to number 1? So Nicki literally got involved with a woman that is a racist, so that don't like black folks like that, don't like her own skin color, and got Nicki Minaj in some mess. Nicki Minaj was just sitting there so happy that she was number 1, and she was so happy and everything like that. And now she already had in mind her husband. You know, she first got to check with the PO. So the officer to see is he able to go to the Grammys. You know, because he can't go to the Grammys if kids are involved because he's on the list. You already know what list he on. So she's already planning on going to the Grammys and her speech, her acceptance speech, but that got derailed by Doja Cat. And since Doja Cat decided to do that video, now all they plans literally got derailed. So now we have to look at two queens, Megan Thee Stallion featuring Beyonce. And this is dope because this is Megan's record. It's not like Nicki record. It wasn't a Nicki record. Nicki was just featured on it. But this is a Megan record. And guess what? Beyonce did not tell her people to stream it like that. She only added in her story. She did not beg her audience. And I don't believe that Beyonce told Blue Ivy to use her credit card for the song could go number one. It just went number one just being organically. Okay. And of course I'm going to press the gas because you know what? I don't care nothing about these folks. These folks are regular folks like us. Y'all worship these people. Y'all be worshiping. The only person that I worship is my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Okay? Y'all be worshiping these celebrities. These are just regular folks. Beyonce didn't sit and promote it. I believe Beyonce was kind of mad because it got leaked and it was just released. But Beyonce didn't sit there and do all that press because when you're the queen, you ain't got to do all that. When you the queen, you ain't got to sit and do all that promoting, begging folks and spamming folks to talk about, please support, please support me, because Beyonce is the queen. So she don't have to sit and beg people to support a record because guess what? She's the queen. I just had to just say that. But if you don't know, now you know. She is the queen. And so that's one thing that we love about Beyonce. Let's put her on the screen. That she definitely did not get out there doing all of that. She sat right then and there and didn't really press that, worry, everything like that. So I'm going to keep my feet on the gas. I don't worship these celebrities. I don't. Only thing I worship is my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. I'm not going to lose myself to get in just to sit down with these celebrities unless they cut me a check, unless they're going to try to tell me how to invest in the stock market to increase my portfolio or teach me about real estate or teach me about CDs and all of that type of stuff. Teach me as Bitcoin and all that stuff. I ain't going to be worshiping these people. I'm going to talk about them just like I talk about everybody else. How you doing, Beyonce? I know you love me. You be watching some YouTube. All right. But I love you. You didn't sit there and do all that promo because guess what? You the queen. See, queens don't have to do all that talking. They queendom, they palace speaks for itself. The beehive they had to do all that promoting. It number one. Ew. Oh, don't pass your ass all these people. They all quarantined. They entertained. They laughing at me. I can see Beyonce right now talking about, baby, look at this man. He got a cross eye. She probably talking about my eye. We had Wendy Williams to call into the show and stuff. We got 49 million people watching. So we would definitely want to say congratulations. And she, you know what, she even put it out there talking about she might start a OnlyFans as one of the lyrics. So everybody is talking about OnlyFans. Now everybody named mama, my roommates, they want to get an OnlyFans. And I said, are you sure you want to get your OnlyFans? I say your pictures already out here butt naked on the internet. You might as well get your OnlyFans. You sending your naked body to everybody. You might as well go on and get you a OnlyFans. Might as well. If you sending your naked picture to everybody, you might as well get an OnlyFans. Why not? And get paid for it. Because I post some of my naked pics on Patreon. I surely do because it's my body. I do what I want to. It's my body, and I show if I want to. I show it if I want to. And I know Doja Cat is upset. Back to Doja Cat. She's upset because Beyonce have dethroned her. A black woman that's not afraid of her hair. A black woman that's not afraid of her skin. That embrace her culture. And that is something that a lot of people they, even if you black and you both your parents black, you got some people that's out here that is afraid of being black. You got some people that's scared of being black. You got some people out here that don't know what it means to be black. They so afraid, they scared, They talk about black women because they're afraid, because they've been conditioned to believe that white is right. You brown, stick around. You're black, get back. They really believe that. Some really believe that. That's in the African American community. Something wrong with you if you think being black is wrong. It's something wrong with your mind. Something wrong if you think black women look like monkeys. It's something wrong with your mind. And when you say it's so comfortable, you know what's wrong with your mind is that you feel as though you want to be white yourself. But you're not white, you're black. And be proud of the color that you was born, when you was birthed into. Be proud of being a black man. Be proud of being a black woman. Be proud of being a black boy. Be proud of being a black girl. Never feel ashamed of your skin color. Let me take my prep. Just in case. Let me take my prep. Oh, I got to swallow it. It didn't go down my throat. Hold on, y'all. Okay, it went down my throat. I'm like, what's going on? It can't go down my throat. Let it go down my throat. Okay, it's down my throat now. It's down there. All right. So OnlyFans is a site where you can be explicit and post stuff on there. OnlyFans is an adult entertainment site where you can cut out the middleman. You no longer have to wait and deal with a company. You don't have to go to any of these companies anymore and make money, or sometimes only get money for a shoot. So now you can click on that camera and show all your butt cheeks, your throat cheeks, your spin to puss, whatever you want to show. In the privacy of your own home, you can make money. Put your bank info, and it could be a really lucrative business. Now, if you ain't hitting on nothing, if you loose as a goose, if you're raggedy looking, I don't know. But I'm not going to deter you to do it. You just have faith that folks going to come there. So I don't care how you look. Just go on and get you one and, try to market yourself and get you a OnlyFans. Someone called me, said they want an OnlyFans for feet. I said, who is this calling me early in the morning? Yeah. Wiley, I got a suggestion. What you think? How can I set up an OnlyFans for feet fetishes? I said, are you okay? Is something wrong with your mind? What you hit me up? Yeah, I want to start me an OnlyFans for feet. But I don't want them to see my face. Well, I don't know. I've never seen nobody. I don't have a feet fetishes. I don't like looking at my feet with all that toe jam. Talk about she want to do a OnlyFans for feet. I said, some of y'all everybody want to do an OnlyFans. I heard somebody grandma, she supposed to be on the motherboard. She want to get an OnlyFans. Talking about what she said, she want to take all her clothes off and suck on peppermints and suck on something else. For all the people that love old ladies. I said, man, I don't want to see all that soggy breast on the OnlyFans. Don't want to see your breast go up down to your ankles. Who want to see that on OnlyFans? That's disturbing. I don't want to see all that. Good God, well, you could play jump rope with your breast. I don't want to see that on OnlyFans. No, I'm not going to subscribe to OnlyFans. She had no dance and stuff. You know what? I'm going to charge about $19.95 for my OnlyFans. These breasts make big truck stop. I said maybe back in 1944 it made a truck stop. Baby, it's 2020. Them breasts is gone. They lead it. They dragging the floor. Good God Almighty, you can't get your OnlyFans. Don't nobody want to see that long breast down to your ankles. I ain't paying nothing like that. That's disturbing. You gonna mess up you gonna have me have a manic attack. No, I don't want to see that. And I said, if you start one, I'm going to report you to Social Security because you know you're supposed to be having on OnlyFans. Are you going to report that to Social Security? No, I ain't going to tell the left hand. I ain't going to let the right hand know what my left hand do. I said, you got to report that to Social Security. You know you can't be getting no OnlyFans fat check. You get you $988 from Social Security. No. You got to report that to Social Security, that income. All right. Let's go. All right, I just had to say that. Congratulations again to you, Meghan and Stallion, and to you, Queen B. All right, and shout out to Queen B. Shout out to all the Beyonce fans. If you're the Beyonce fan, post a couple of B's in the comments. So let's move right along. Now, Lisa Raye got dragged because she said Nicki Minaj take a bow. You know, Lil' Kim is the queen. Pretty much told her to take a bow to Lil' Kim. Now, all of the Barbs dragged Lisa Raye. They dragged Claudia Jordan. They dragged Claudia's niece. They threatened her niece all the way. They dragged the niece. I said, anytime you drag somebody's niece, you got a problem. All right. So, but this is what Lisa Raye had to say concerning Nicki Minaj. And little side note, I'm hearing with a couple of my sources that Lisa is shopping a show. They're going to do like a panel show, something like The Real, something like The View, but they are shopping to do a network television show. It's going to be a panel show. So I don't know how true that is, but obviously that is what I've heard. So let's go right here to here. This is what Lisa Raye had to say about Nicki, that she's a fan. Let's hear it.
Well, I think I can speak for all of us and say that we're fans of Nicki. I know that I am. I love her songs. I love her costumes. I love how crazy her videos are. I'm a fan. You know what I mean? And all of us are fans and consumers and humans in this world.
Yes.
So you know, guys, come on, give us a break here. I think I can speak for all of us and say that we're fans of Nicki. I know that I am. I love her songs. I love her costumes. I love how crazy her.
So you see her in that all white, and she had to say that because she was dragged. She don't like Nicki. She don't like her costumes. When the last time Nicki had on a costume? She just think of something when she first started. She don't like no Nicki Minaj. She got up that line. Lisa Raye, you know you lying. You know you don't like no Nicki. You like you a Lil' Kim. And it was exposed. And stand there and keep that same energy. I hate people that get dragged and they want to change their position. If that's what you believe, that Nicki Minaj should bow down to Lil' Kim, it is what it is. But you ain't no fan of no Nicki Minaj. You only said that because people were dragging you. You see Claudia Jordan, she's sitting there paddling with her glasses because her niece got dragged. Now, I don't believe that any of these Barbs should be dragging somebody's child. But that's the problem. They do all that type of stuff. But y'all gonna do it. If y'all commit a crime and get yourself arrested for harassment or for doing stuff, Nicki ain't gonna come save you. She is not gonna come bail. Now she'll bail out her man. If her man do something wrong and don't register on that list, she'll bail him out because he got the pain. He make her wet and make her come multiple times. She'll bail him out. She'll help her brother that allegedly done something to the kids. She'll bail them out, but she will not bail you out. So be careful picking up people battles and we're milling for these folks and committing a crime, because when you get locked up, Nicki ain't gonna come rescue you. Okay? See, that ain't gonna happen. So you go and commit a crime and do all that crazy foolish stuff if you want to. She's not gonna come rescue. She's gonna rescue her husband. If he don't register on the list, she'll get him a lawyer. She gonna rescue her brother that allegedly done something to little kids. Well, he was charged and convicted of doing those things. He was convicted. And she defended him and said that the baby mama tried to exploit me out of money. So she ain't gonna defend you if you commit a crime like that. So it is what it is. So she was backpedaling. I know they don't like me over here. So what? Who cares if you don't like me? Long as my name is in the book of life, do you think I give two dead flies that you care about me or don't care about me? Who? All right. So I did see that, and I want to say this. And so this, the other subject matter that we was going to do, and shout out to all the people on Patreon. You guys, we have a good time over there, and we talk about a lot of stuff over there. I do want to talk about this, though, even though I didn't put his name in a title or a thumbnail. But I will talk about this story. 2 Chainz restaurant was shut down by authorities for violating COVID-19 guidelines. And this is according to the Neighborhood Talk. 2 Chainz can't catch a break. The rapper's restaurant was shut down by the police. If the the weekend for allegedly violating COVID-19 guidelines, according to the blast. 2 Chainz reportedly had to close down doors after the police showed up Monday night. What's interesting about this is that no one called on them. Police claim they drove by and noticed that the location was rather loud, busy, and occupied to be operating a restaurant at the time of night. So his restaurant was shut down because many people are breaking the rules, are not following the 20% COVID-19 situation. So I want to tell you this. If you have a restaurant owner, if you are this, follow the guidelines and make sure you open up at 20%. Don't be greedy. All right. And if they are greedy, the authorities, y'all did right by shutting it down. You got to follow the rules. If you're not going to follow the rules, don't do it. Don't get up on here and everything like that. He's doing to Joe. So, and y'all know, y'all remember who Blueface was, but again, I'm not going to get into that, man. He needs much prayer and he needs to get delivered and all that type of stuff because he just literally a has-been. I haven't heard no good record from him since the last time he made a record. Let me see. What else do I want to say? I want to say happy birthday to Lauryn Hill. She is 45 years old, and last time I checked, she was not late for her birthday. Now, I don't know if they're going to have any party for her, but you know she's always late. But she made it to 45 years old. Y'all know who Lauryn Hill is. I love her. I think she's an amazing artist. So she just turned 45, and we want to wish her nothing but the best, even though she can't be on time for a concert. She can't be on time for press. She can't be on time for nothing. Only time she was even late getting to the bus when they was on Sister Act 2. When they was trying to get to the bus and go, she was late. Wait for me. You got the permission slip? Oh, here you go. She before the 6, she was late. Get on that bus. And I knew then, if you late as a teenager, you're gonna be late as an adult. And she got worse. Folks be sitting down thinking they about to have a good time. That thing. She get late, sounding bad. People want they refund, they bull off the stage. But this the thing though. Every time she have a concert, people come. They buy stuff. And it's another thing. She can't do no battle because she gonna come late. Everybody gonna be there. 300,000 people gonna be waiting on Instagram, and she gonna get there 3 weeks later. She gonna be late. That's who Lauryn Hill gonna battle. She need to battle that alarm clock by listening to that alarm clock and stop battling that alarm clock so she could be on time. True. I ain't trying to talk about the lady because you know I love Lauryn Hill. I think my mother, she's a big fan of hers. You know, when she used to drink on the weekends and she used to play a lot of Lauryn Hill music. But you know, she just definitely needs to be on time. So I'm just saying. Now, I know some of y'all don't like it, but y'all know I'm telling the truth. Press 1, I'm telling the truth that Lauryn Hill needs to learn how to be on time. Y'all know she's always late. Press 1. That's why she always got all them kids. You be lying and talking about I'm on birth control and I didn't have my period. You didn't lie. You was late and, you know, and all that type of stuff. That's she got all them kids. Allegedly, I'm not going to get into her personal business, but she's always late. Y'all know that. Every time she's in the news, she's late. Late paying her taxes. Never trust a person late paying their taxes. Let me move on. Because if she come up in the show, I'll be kissing her butt. No. All right, let's move on. So let's see. Now, this is something else that was on Neighborhood Talk that I definitely want to talk about. This lady, this white woman. Let me see if I can find her picture and video of the dog situation. Let me see. There we go. So the woman that we posted yesterday with the black man in this video, she have the dog. The animal rescue has taken possession of Amy Cooper's dog because this is what Amy did. This is why they had to take the dog away because Amy wanted to be ignorant. Here we go. Let's just see what she did.
Would you please stop? Sir, I'm asking you to stop.
Please don't come close to me.
Sir, I'm asking you to stop recording me.
Please don't come close to me.
Please take your phone off.
Please don't come close to me.
I'm taking pictures and calling the cops.
Please call the cops. Please call the cops.
I'm going to tell them there's an African-American man threatening my life.
Please tell them whatever you like.
Excuse me? I'm sorry, I'm in the Ramble, and there is a man, African American, who has a bicycle helmet. He is recording me and threatening me and my dog. There is an African American man. I am in Central Park. He is recording me and threatening myself and my dog. And my. I'm sorry, I can't hear you either. I'm being threatened by a man in the Ramble. Please send the cops immediately. Would you please stop? Sorry, I'm asking
So now the rescue, animal rescue. Now we're about to get deep up in here. Let me take this mic off. When I take the mic off, that means we about to get deep. All right. Animal rescue rescued the dog, took it out of the custody of Amy Cooper. Of course, she lost her job last time I checked, and they instantly got on the job. Now, when it comes to a human being that happened to be black, they don't move as quickly. That mean to tell me that we respect our dogs more than we respect you as a black man or woman. Now, when that black man, George Floyd, with that's going on in Minneapolis, you know, that situation of the officer putting his knee on his neck, he couldn't breathe, he said it, and he died by the hands of that officer. And those officers that stood there, the blood is on their hands as well. They move too slow to even charge. The officer have not been charged yet. So we gonna have to protest, burn up stuff, send emails, cry, get lawyers involved, get all these civil rights organizations. They're gonna have to beg and plead for them to be arrested. But let that would have been a dog. Instantly, organizations move very quickly and swiftly for change. They move so quick, we still talk about should the officers be charged or not charged. So we did get into that on Patreon, and I definitely feel like she should be charged for some crime. I don't know what crime is on the books or what she can be charged with for falsifying a police report. She should be charged for that, and he should also sue Amy Cooper for that. She should sue. He should sue her. And also, she should be charged for falsifying a police report, lying to the police. She should be charged, right? So I definitely do believe that she should be charged. And we already said how I stand with the situation that's going on out here in the media. Y'all already know how I stand because I posted it on Patreon. But I'm gonna keep it clear right here. If I was part of George Floyd family, I would definitely sue everybody. Everybody would be getting sued. Big, nasty lawsuits. And when I tell you, if you don't sue these, I'm talking about sue everybody, the police officer, even when the city, then sue them directly, sue their insurance company, sue their children, sue his mama, sue his granddaddy, sue everybody. I want so many lawsuits that the entire family feel what that daddy or uncle, whomever did. Let the family feel the destruction. The same way they feeling it, let them family members feel it as well. Now I'm definitely with, if we go and protest, let's protest right. I'm down with a good protest. I'm down with it. All the way with it. But now where are all these people that love destroying the black neighborhoods and gang banging? Where are all these quote unquote gang bangers at? This is the time that you're supposed to be defending your neighborhood. Where all these thugs at, right? When you see something that's unjust, that's the point that you are willing to put your life on the line to stand up for what is right, right? So if we see that, we have to stand up for it. And I thank those citizens that sat there and record that, because if they didn't, they could have easily spun the narrative. And so I'm glad that it's out there, but I'm also that it needs to be major changes. And I'm not going to let the mayor get a pass because he's talking good. I need to research that mayor and see what was his policies in place. Then I need to research the police chief and see their policy, because everybody can talk good for a press conference when you guilty and when you all on the news getting dragged. Everybody can say, I forgive I just want to apologize to the African American community. But I want to see your policies that you put in place for the African American community. I want to see how good would you and focus for black folks. Not just your press conference. We need to go back and see your history and see, do you need to be replaced? Because stuff like that, the mayor, he need to resign and be fired right then and there. He need to be fired. Police chief should be fired. Because if they do not charge those officers with murder, they should all be fired. They should be fired. They should be charged right in there. If they're not charged with it, all the people should be replaced. The DA, if they don't charge them officers with murder, they should be replaced, and somebody should run against them and become the new DA. They should definitely be fired. And I believe this: every police officer, you know, before you become a police officer, they research you, they investigate you to make sure you good. But I think they need to do a race investigation to see how are you with race relations. And if you're not that great with race relations, you should do a lie detector test. If it comes out and came out that you don't like black folks, you should be fired as a police officer. You should be fired. If you post on social media anti-black stuff or how you don't like black people, you should be fired. That day, you should not be on the street. If you post on social media that you don't like black folk, you shouldn't be patrolling them, serving and protect them, because you are biased and you should be fired. The unions should be into question. They should be charged for covering up stuff. And you got to be strong to do it. It's like a system that protect. And what I have a problem with people that always debate me and talk about, oh yeah, well, we shouldn't have no unions, but the police got unions. This is the reason why a lot of these police officers are able to get away with a lot of this stuff, because the unions will step in and protect them. But yet we at CNA, we have no unions and we on the front lines dealing with a situation. So in this instance, I'm praying for George family. I'm definitely praying for us as African-American people to really get on it and really demand change for Joe Biden, for all these candidates that are asking for our vote, because I need to see a policy of what you're going to do. And don't give me that body camera crap. Everybody got cameras that's been recorded. That ain't the issue. It's being documented. The issue is, hell, once it's documented, still all these officers ain't getting arrested for doing what they're doing. Right. So now we need to make it stricter policy. The same way y'all made all these strict policies for the crime bill. Keep that same energy when police do something bad about black people. Where is all these folks that is against death? Where are all these folks at when things were going, when black folks were committing all this crime and crime was quote unquote so high? You went on and you got a strict law on the books. That crime bill, so many laws. So when the bill gonna come on the law to be more strict for officers to restrict them for just going around killing unarmed black men and women, unarmed black boys and girls? When are those laws gonna be on the books to protect citizens from these officers? I'm talking about strict laws. I believe every police officer should get insurance. And if you get accused of shooting, killing somebody, you should lose that insurance. And if you ain't got no insurance, you should not be no police officer. Every police officer should get insurance. And then the family go and sue these insurance companies. This is another part of a protest. Every African American should get insurance. And get insurance for your children and your teenagers, because you get big insurance policies for like $5 a month. It's really cheap, not that much. Everybody, when you under the age of 30, you should get some insurance, life insurance, big, massive policies. And if they go around just slaughtering black men and women, all these families coming into millions of dollars, the insurance company will advocate. Hell, they would do a better job than the NAACP, because they would get tired of paying out all that money to these black families. You think that all these the insurance company will like to pay all them $1 million policies to these black families? Because no, they will speak up to Capitol Hill and say, y'all need to do something because we're going bankrupt because every time we wake up, somebody getting killed and they're getting all this money. We do have to have a coalition and work together, and it's definitely happened. And it's no excuse. So when I saw that, I said this time is also now. That's why Biden, any of these Democrats should not get a pass. Should not get a pass. This is why they should be called to the fire like any other day. They got to work hard if you want our votes, because whether it's Republicans or Democrats, black people are still suffering. And so they are now, and it's duly noted for us to speak up and talk. Then we talked about another situation on Patreon. We got deep into it. A brother Q from Chasing Atlanta, him and his friend were in their apartment sleeping, mad in their own business. Knock on the door, a police officer, about 9 or 10 of them, came in their place with guns drawn and had them out in the hallway with their drawers on. And they told them, well, it was a robbery on the neighborhood. Only people that we want to bother is just the black residents. It's just them out in the hallway. And now Q and his friend, they traumatized because their life could have been ended. That's not good when you wake up and somebody at your door and it's guns drawn and it's a lot of them. So we're going to open up the phone lines and stuff like that. 646-716-8447. We're going to open up the phone lines. So if you missed the show, hit the replay. It's not going to be no long, lengthy episode. Some of y'all don't be on time like that. And if y'all ain't on time, hit the number. All right. 646-716-8447. Now, this is what we can do. If you want to give comments on this George Floyd situation, and if you have any suggestions of what we need to do as a people, solutions, because we know the problems. We all can sit here and talk about the problems, but what solutions would you put in place for this? And you tell us right then and there, what solutions will you put in place? What solutions need to happen and everything like that? And let's be respectful. So the number is 646-716-8447. Speak on it. We need to teach our children so they can know how to survive out here. There's a lot of sneaky agendas happening. Wake Up America. You have to. And this is the reason why I, as an African American, have insurance and I make investment portfolio. And I'm very mindful and careful of the things that I do, and very mindful and careful of the things that do go on. And the problem that I feel as though that it is nothing wrong with self-defense. Some of us need to start taking self-defense classes. I think every African-American male, woman, boy, or girl needs to take self-defense classes. And there's nothing wrong defending yourself. It's nothing wrong defending yourself. It's nothing wrong with defending you if you're being accused of you. If you're being your knee is on the neck, I don't give a darn. You gonna kill me anyhow. I would rather go out fighting than to be going out not doing anything. How do we supposed to do? And look what happened. The bullshit. So we thank y'all for that. And for these type of videos, we will do more, but we need you all support to do all those type of videos. So that's what we do on Patreon, because those people pay and they request that and everything like that. So I am praying for the family. I am praying for his family because they definitely need prayer, but I'm also praying for us because one day it could be you, it could be your family. So I would rather be in a position of fighting and be in a position of wanting change and actually out there actually fighting for change. And one thing that I agree with Charlamagne, that yes, every African American should get a gun legally. That's what he said. And soon as Charlamagne said that, that white woman from that media tried to twist his words up. He said, no, I didn't say that. I said, get a weapon, get a gun, or be a gun owner legally. She tried her best to switch the words up, but she couldn't do it. And Reverend Sharpton, it looked like to me, he should have bagged that up and say yes. But when you've been bought, this is why it's time for more young folks to get into these positions. Because some of these leaders, I ain't gonna say no name, but some of them ain't fighting as hard like they used to. They've been bought. Some of these folks got multi-million-dollar contracts. They can't do all that talking no more because they know if I really talk to them, I won't be on MSNBC. And some of these folks only got a contract with MSNBC because they black, just to say that we reach our black quota. Good. Don't give me the talking. Some of these folks, they don't talk like they used to. They didn't change. Baby, once they lost all that weight and got skinty, they mind ain't got skinty. They don't think all that stuff for black folk like that. They make sure my agenda is good and I'm getting my check. And that's why some of these young folks don't respect some of these civil rights icons. They get booed out. That's why some of these civil rights icons can't come to the neighborhood no more. They get cussed out. I remember one time Reverend Jesse Jackson, he went to Ferguson. Man, them black folks want to beat him up. Because when they know you change, when they know you ain't hitting on nothing, you ain't going to be received. Get out. They kicked him out. Then somebody on Jesse Jackson's staff, he wanted to start fighting. Rubio folks ran him out. He couldn't stay there. We should have fed ourselves. Yes, prayer order. Charlemagne is right. Help us, Lord. Speak while some of our youth need to be prepared to get up in there and lead. It's time. Because we're still dealing with the same test. And that test is, you know what, young folks, you know what, black folks, y'all still got more work to do. Some of us get comfortable, and we always need to remind that it's still more work to be done, and we got to do it, right? So it is like that. Yeah, sometimes it's best to mind your own business. Absolutely. Sometimes. But it's sometimes that you got to get in that business, because it is my business to see a sister in a situation. And this is what I want to say. Thank you. Denzel Washington seen a young man in distress, and Neek at Night reported on this. And you see, this ain't gonna get to Neek when it's positive, but Neek at Night reported on this. And make sure y'all send this to Neek at Night producers. Give me 2-3 strong producers to send this to her. She reported the story on Denzel Washington actually intervening of a young man that was in distress. Denzel came and saw the officer. The man was in distress. He came and diffused the situation and stood there and was in between the officer and the young man. He was right in the middle, protecting, shielding that young man, because if he wasn't there, it could have easily went another way. It could have been another young man dead and with T-shirts, and we protested. But Denzel Washington saw a need. Even in his power and his influence, he didn't just say, it ain't my business, I'm going to move on. He intervened. And that's what we're going to have to do as men, number one, because it's required of us to be a defender of our community, of our brothers and our sisters and our children. And he did exactly that. It wasn't on MSNBC like that. I didn't see it on CNN. Well, I don't hardly watch all those news organizations unless I'm at work, because it's just there. So I really didn't see it on the Ball Alert, the Shade Room. I don't think the Neighborhood Talk talked about it. I don't think Industry on Blast talked about it. I don't think any of these major news organizations, as well as Black, really talked about it, because that's something that should have been promoted and marketed and show that that's what you do when you see something about to go down. Because even myself, when I see a police officer with a young man dressed or something going on, I always have my phone out. I always stand there and look. So just in case something happens, I could be a witness for something and say something, right? I don't just run away. Not me. Just like I intervened with that couple that were arguing at the train station in a predominantly white neighborhood. And the white lady said she's about to call the cops. I said, don't call the cops. Let me intervene. And the cops wasn't called, because if the cops are called, especially the character police is being called, that could easily turn another way, because the character police does not play act me how I know. Because when they went to go serve out a warrant out for my arrest, it was a whole lot of them, and they was ready for some action. Okay, so I went and I intervened on that situation. I would have raised my hand to God, chanting to believe those cops would have gave up, caused a whole other scene. Yes, and it's time. That's why it's time to really like plead the blood and really sit there. And this is why where all these praying believers at. You know, it's definitely time for that. And a lot of times, people, it's to me, we have to do a better job. Even these lawyers that are representing these families should be brought up to invest into the political scene and to get more candidates for our interests. Now I'm gonna say this. I didn't put his name in the title, so I'm gonna just say it. So if it gets to him, it gets to him. If it don't, it don't. Shaun King has been in the media, and Roland Martin is getting dragged because Roland Martin reposted an article about Shaun King, and let me see if I can find it, because I'm not going to read it because it's like a 10-minute read. That's a long article. I said, good googly moogly. That let me see. Let me see, where is that article at? Because he posted it on his wall. Some stuff I agree with Roland Martin, some stuff I don't. I agree with him. In this instance, I don't agree with him on this. Let me see, where is that article at? I think he probably deleted it. Let me see. Let me make sure. Roland Martin. Nope. That's not it. I think he probably deleted it. Yeah, he probably deleted it. So he reposted an article on Shaun King, and Shaun King allegedly, according to that the dailybeast.com, they wrote an article, Shaun King keeps raising money and questions about where it goes. So now they are talking about Shaun King because 7 of the former employees from the North Star were saying that he didn't do them right. That he took advantage of them and then fired them when things didn't go their way. So of course I'm reading the article. Then they're accused of them paying money, the subscriptions paying money, and then one time they don't supposed to charge them, and they're alleging that Shaun King charged them anyhow. So of course we're gonna get deep into that. So let me take this phone call. Hold that thought. Anonymous, you live on the air.
Oh, good afternoon.
Go ahead, sister.
I think one of the questions you asked earlier was solutions.
Yes.
And I think one of the solutions that I think that we could definitely, this is not going to be in any order, but just randomly throwing them out. But I think one of the few of the main things that we could do is, one, we need to definitely pray is one, but that's not it. Prayer is, I don't know one book, not even the Quran, not the Holy Bible. There's a time for war. There is.
Right.
There's a time for prayer. Yeah, there's a time for prayer. There's a time for war. One thing we have to stop doing is you have to stop just praying. You have to go to war, and you have to understand that these people who are doing these killings is that they have been summoned to do so. So it really does start to boil down between you and them. Also, what Denzel did was definitely was a good thing as far as intervening. That is some of the things that we can do, is that we need to make sure that we're not just filming. You need to get in and you need to help, because you have to remember, once the cop steps outside of their oath and they start doing things that does not coincide with the rules and regulations to how to police or how to police people, or they're not de-escalating, but they have, pretty much decided that they were going to, take out all their biases and anger on a group of people that doesn't look like them, then it's no longer a cop. That is officially your enemy. As far as, we need to definitely, teach our children as far as building business, their own business, because I do feel like in the Black community, you know, we put so much emphasis on going to college, get a good job, go to college, get a good job. Bullshit. Anybody who is, excuse my language, I'm sorry, I know you don't like cussing, so I apologize, but anybody who understands real success understands that it is not go to college, get a good job. You own your own business, point blank, period. So we need to change the narrative about, you know, going to college and getting a good job. Own your own business, point blank, period. Also, start teaching your children how, you know, who they are. I don't think that a lot of us understand who we are, the power that we have, how to stand up for yourself, how it's okay to want to be around people like you. Stop buying into the ideology that you have to live next to everybody in order to be successful. That is absolutely false. We have to understand that when we pull together and that when we work together as a whole, that is how you win. And stop including everybody. When you want something for your people, stop feeling like you have to include everybody in that. That is not the way it works. Anybody who asks the government for anything, do not include everybody. They specifically and only ask for what their interests are in that community. So, example, Black people right now, they want reparations. They want, you know, police genocide to stop. They want the economic inclusion. They want, you know, they want to stop being redlining and all that. You have to say specifically Black. Do not say people of color. Do not say minority. When you use minority is now used for gay white men. So that means that gay white men can also be included in the word minority. Exactly. So you want to make sure that you specifically and only ask for what you want as a Black community. One, also, even though I'm not pro or con, you know, violence, I think it's necessary at times, but I think what will get them off of our ass is if there's an equal body count. If there's an equal or more body count. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Everybody knows that a bully has to be stomped out. You do not keep on giving a bully your lunch money. I'm sorry, you don't.
Or to me, it's other ways around it strategically too. Because if we be more engaged on a political front, on a financial front too, because this is a money situation as well. If we invest more into our communities and demand more and have more political power, because I think when people think of politics and when I say political power, they always some of us go to the president. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about in that neighborhood, in that community, because do you know that some neighborhoods police can't go in Chinatown, and some of these neighborhoods, they're very connected. You can't put your knee on a Chinese person's neck like that will immediately get shut down. So we have to do better in our communities, right? And have more structure in there and know who's in our neighborhood. And we should research each candidate. And if the neighborhood feel like Mr. So-and-so is not good for us, he should not be on our beat. And we demand that officer or officers be removed. But we have to be engaged in our neighborhoods. And it start by the local level, by your zip code, by your block. So we do that. That's another way for us to win, because a lot of these groups of people, they're not using violence. Some of them, they're just using the politics. They're using that game of political moves and getting these politicians, and that's why they're getting changed. That's why you see the Chinatown, so many these other towns that are popping up, and that's why they're so protected, because they know we're gonna keep the dollars in our neighborhoods. We're going to make sure we know which police officers that are here that are complying with our values, even though we are in America, but we are going by our values. And if they get out of that place, they will not be patrolling this neighborhood.
Yeah, but I totally agree with you. You're 100% right. But there's two things that is different for us than, you know, Asian and Arabs and all that come in and do very well coming straight off the boat. One of the things that works the reason why it works so well for them and not us is because we have a different plight. Black people in America have a different plight. One, we are slaves, and that the American system was definitely designed to make sure that we stay in our position. That wasn't designed for them. At the end of the day, also, when they get in trouble, they can be deported back to their country. We have nowhere to go. So when we get in trouble, they do two things. They either put us in prison, which is now, not now, but always have been, where they can keep us as slaves legally. And two, and the second one is they kill us. We have nowhere where they can deport us. This is the reason why Asian, Arab, Indians, all even Jamaicans, even Africans, they're not policed like American Black because they have somewhere to send them. And two, another thing, as far as the whole community thing that you were saying, you're dead on. But here's the thing. I want Black churches to be held accountable. I feel like Black churches are good places for meeting spots and conferences and to also do Black empowerment. I think that they have the platform. And if you get the right person who's running the church and doing it properly, I do believe that, and they have plenty of money to invest, back into the community. Usually, let's be honest, the church in the Black community is usually one of the most beautiful buildings that is actually in a bad neighborhood. Everything else could be ran down, but that Black church is very well kept, which definitely shows that economically they are getting money that is being funded and filtered through there. The problem is that they are not empowering the Black community for entrepreneurship to make sure that, that the police is put intact. They're not encouraging. They just want to keep doing feel-good stuff to make you go into your pocket. They want to dance. They want to do all this stuff to make sure that people keep on giving them money. The churches have to be accountable because it's kind of like Black people really, if you don't know anything about Black people, if there's any of your white viewers in here right now, Black people love the Lord. We never had an issue of the pecking order. We understand that there is a God over us.
Well, let me also add this point, though. This is another reason why the community should get involved. Now, it is some churches are very active in their community for change, right? But again, we have to do a better job by continue to build on those institutions. And this is why when it comes to police officers, they do have community meetings. They have city hall meetings. How many times? And I say to myself, I don't go to many meetings like I should go, right? So that's going to change. In order for a change to happen, you need to see, like for me, I'm sitting in a seat of power because media is very powerful. That's one of the institutions. Anytime you want to take over a government, you always want to take media too. You want to take the military, and then you need to take control of the media. So, but now for me, I have to do a better job by using my voice and by seeing what's going on and bring it back to the people. It's people are required to do so. And if we don't do that the same way how we rush as bloggers to say cancel Doja Cat, we need to keep that same energy to say we need to have police reform. Now you see every blogger jumped on cancel Doja Cat, but you rarely see every blogger talking about this situation that happened with George Floyd. They're not really talking about it like that. So we have to keep that same energy when it comes to entertainment and keep that same energy when it comes to politics and real life issues. Because we hold a lot of power as well.
I think you're absolutely right. I just feel like also with that, I'm gonna get with the Doja Cat thing, but as far as the churches, I do agree with, I can't say all churches. So when I speak about churches, I'm not lumping them all. I know that there are some who do what they do, and I know there's some that, do a separate thing. So I can't say all, but I am saying a lot to the point where you can even see that the way the Black community moves. I just feel like, okay, I'll give you a really quick example. In the community that I live in, it is pretty much predominantly Black and Asian. Well, there's a lady, when I first moved into my community, there was a lady she was a part of the HOA or whatever. And she went on to tell me, she became really close to me. And one of the things that she said was, and she's a Catholic, she said that in her Catholic church, that her priest was telling people to vote for Trump. This is coming out of a Korean woman's mouth, what she told me. Now, she grew up in Harlem, so she's very comfortable around Black people. So she's more so pro-Black than white, but she gets in where she fits in. So she was telling me that. She said, but you know what? I love the Catholic Church. I've been there since I was a little girl. She said, but I totally disagree with my priest, right? So I said, okay. So I went on to think, and I would look at all the Asian people that I'm around, and I realized that their priest was actually teaching them and showing them how they should vote and who they should vote for. So I said all that to say is Black churches should definitely push Black people to make sure when they vote, they know how to vote and to be very wise and teach them about, quid pro quo. Everybody does, And so I think that, yes, some churches do it, not very much, but I think that majority of the churches, they should definitely feel, or feel like they have the responsibility to make sure that they teach and that they push an agenda, a Black agenda. You are a Black church who is getting funded by Black people. Why don't you have a Black agenda? If the Black people are the ones who's funding me, I should be able to listen to who my fellow church members are, and I should push that agenda.
Right. So that's why I agree with you. And this is why I follow people like Shaun King, because he uses his platform for change to help raise money with families. Yeah. And I love his podcast that he has. So you do see some new leaders coming. And anytime you become a new leader, you will always deal with opposition, even from your own people. Right. But at the end of the day, I can say he does a lot of good for the community, because without his platform, without his voice, a lot of families will be out. He uses his platform for good. Agree. Now, some can question some of his actions, some of his ways, but majority of it is good work of what he's doing, bringing awareness, raising money. Because anytime you can raise money, you have power. So you're going to have a lot of people come out of you. If you're a Black man that know how to raise money and you're giving it to other Black people, you're going to always be a target, even from your own folks, because it's a such thing called jealousy. Even Dr. King had to deal with jealousy, because some of the preachers did not like it. How can this younger man come in and garner this audience, and we are older and we can't get it? Malcolm X was a lot of jealousy. How can this young man that came out he was a hustler and a rider, how he able to get all this audience? And we've been with him for a long time. So with that in question, you're going to deal with opposition. You're going to deal with jealousy, but you still got to keep doing the work. I do believe us as young men and women should learn from our elders. And I do believe our elders, that civil rights icons, should train young folks to take the baton. Instead of Reverend Al Sharpton get invited, Reverend Al Sharpton said, you know what? I got a young brother and a sister that I'm grooming to be in this position. So allow them to speak on MSNBC. Seeing it, because one day you're going to die. So you need to train the people that's going to be here for the next 40 or 50 years and have them to speak as well. So when you no longer on the scene, they'll know how to continue the fight. So a lot of these elders need to do a better job training our young folks.
Joe, you have a great point there as far as the elderly teaching the youth. Here's the problem with the example that you use as far as Reverend Al Sharpton. A lot of them back in their day, even though they may have had great intentions, they did lead us to the slaughterhouse. So I feel like you should teach them, but at the end of the day, you have to make sure that you have to train the young Black youth to understand that this is not a playground, that you have to do an eye for an eye. I'm sorry. You have to do an eye for an eye. You do not come to a gunfight with mace. You come with a gun, a bigger one, or exactly equal. So I feel like with the Al Sharptons, even they did what they did, but to me, they did not get what we needed. You have a whole bunch of docile Black people who have decided that they think that white people are smarter and better. They have colder ice, everything. They didn't do a good job there. So as far as them teaching our youth of today, no, that is a part of why they are docile, and that is the reason why they are a part of it, of the reason why there's over 1 million Black men incarcerated till today, because they're a part of those bills as well.
Right, so I agree. I agree with you on that point, because I think one part that they lack in, including even the minister Farrakhan, when he talked about the Million Man March, he said one of the issues that he had with that movement that he would love to have done during that time was to be more political, to change the political spectrum. And he should have encouraged more young men to run for office and get in those seats. And I think that, and then today we would have been better off as a people if all them young men would have ran with that agenda and would have won. Because with politics, if you know how to have a message and you speak to people and you in the community, you can change it. I've seen people do it. That Cortez woman from New York, she didn't supposed to win, but she knew how to network and campaign to her people to get in that seat, and they don't like her. But we need more people to bag all those folks up. And that's a sign that instead of being in your house, you need to start running for office, because you have more power like that. So if you do get Reverend Al Sharpton talking about some effed up stuff, you demand that if you don't do right, we will tell the folks that you are been bought and paid for. But we need to be in those rooms and see how these civil rights icons are talking behind the scenes, right? But if we're not in those rooms, how will we know?
Well, because how you know is that you can see how the mainstream people are using them. I feel
Right.
like all you have to see, because again, we talked about the media. The media is a part of the strategy of war. It's at the top of the list. At the top of the list. So when you have these Black mainstream people being used as tools for white supremacy, you can just see it. We don't.
Oh
get
yeah.
anywhere.
Oh
We
yeah. You're
only
right.
get symbolism.
Right.
Yeah. We only get symbolism. But really quick, I got a question to ask you, but I want to get back to Doja Cat really quick. The reason why Black people are so used to jumping on her or jumping on, in situations as far as colorism and, tearing each other up is because what we have not, as Black people, we do not hate white supremacy more than we hate ourselves. This is the reason why we don't fight properly. This is the reason why you can shoot us down and we don't shoot
Well,
back.
a lot of people don't even know really what white supremacy is. A lot of people don't even know what that is for them to really fight for it. But one lie we can tell you is they're not supreme than Black folks, because once we start fighting and once we start getting them organizations, we were better. Every institution that Black folks entered in, we took over and we did it. Only institution that we didn't really dominate in, well, we had back in the day before they did the deal. Because a lot of Black folks were congressmen and senators and state representatives after slavery, but during that era. So I'm gonna start working with some historians to talk about that era, because we did dominate the political spectrum. We dominated hard, and this was before Black Wall Street. And them white folks was like, "Woo, they had to make a deal with the president." So the people that was running for office, they said, listen, if you don't make this deal to withdraw them troops out of the South, we're not going to vote for you. But once they withdrew the troops out of the South, then now they started to lose those seats of power. But Black folks did have power in the political spectrum, but we need to bring that back, because we talk about Black Wall Street, but we need to go back when all them Black folks were in office, making moves, implementing HBCUs, implementing policies.
Because they actually had Black people in there who were actually pushing a Black agenda and wasn't afraid. The more money that Black people started making and getting these symbolism jobs and opportunities is what made us docile and not be specific about our people. We thought that we were supposed to be inclusive. We thought we were supposed to be inclusive when everybody else. We were using the word multicultural, but we were the only people that were multicultural. Everybody else was like, no, I'm about my culture. But Black people were like, no, I want everybody here. And that messed us up, because when it came to benefits, because we used the word multicultural, they used that as a way to put everybody ahead of us, right? So we were there fighting right beside everybody else. But because we included everybody else, they got the benefits and we were ass out.
But it's not even about include. But this is the thing, though. We have to call us out. We can't get upset with other folks that got the work ethic. Even with Curtis Jackson, he was saying he was looking at how these other countries operated. Some of them coming from poor-stricken neighborhoods, and they appreciate the little that they have. So when they come to America, you can't stop them from working. They know how to work. So what we have to do is, some of us need to travel more. If we travel more and see how some of these folks are living that is considered poor, we'll be ashamed to even say that we poor. Because we need to start having a world view and to be more appreciative that some of us are doing better off than some of these folks doing around the world. So when they get an opportunity to come to America, oh baby, they work. They appreciate over the little. They know how to save money. They know how to get loans. They know how to work together. So we need to implement that as us as a people, right? They know how to definitely do that. Over here, when they come to this country, they get about 5 or 6 of them. They put their resources together. They gonna own them a business. So we need to start implementing that. No government policy can force you to do that. We can do that now with that. If you have those, just like those young men, it was about 4 or 5 of them. They raised, I think they put into a savings account about $500 a week, or was it $600 a week every time they got paid to get an investment property. Now they're getting another investment property. So if you start having that mindset of change and building and working with others, that's another way for us to have better power in our neighborhoods, in our communities. So that's what I'm saying. Like, we need to be more better in doing that.
But I feel like as far as business wise is concerned, yes, you should be able to work with anybody, but that shouldn't make you docile to the point where you aren't able to push a black agenda.
We can push it, ma'am. A black agenda can happen. We just gotta have it and put it out there. And that's why I fought myself for not doing a better job. You know, I can blame me. I'm not going to blame Al Sharpton and all these type of people. I'm going to blame me and say, I'm going to do a better job, right? In my community, in my neighborhood, and continue to do so and use my show to implement and to promote that as well. Because we have to do that. We can't keep blaming others for things that we could do for ourselves by getting up out of these rooms and these houses once this round is over, even during this time. Put on your mask and do some talking, because folks are still out there doing what they got to do. So we have to do a better job of doing it as well.
Well, I say you're right. Definitely, you should take ownership for what you do individually. But I won't say but, because that takes that away. So yes, individual responsibility and ownership definitely also. But if you have a leader, if a community has strategically placed a leader to be the person to speak on behalf of the community, you have to blame them when things go wrong. If I'm a boss on a job, or I'm a trainer, right. So what I'm saying is we're not actually blaming.
Okay, ma'am, I got a question. After you get through blaming them, what do you need to do for them if they're not doing the right job? What's the next point of action? We need to do what? Remove them from office.
But you have. There it is. I was going to say that's the next step, but you have to identify the problem. If you identify the problem, you go, no, you're the leader. That means that what they're doing, you taught them, you got to move.
Yes.
So it's not necessarily a blame. So it's not necessarily blaming. It's definitely identifying them. But I want to ask you a really quick question. So all this stuff has been going on in the media with all the killings and everything like that.
Okay.
Have you noticed that Obama and Michelle have been totally silent?
I've noticed that, but this is the reason. Do you know why they're silent? It's because we're not demanding them to speak up. You know why they're silent?
I was going to say, I would love to know.
Because opinion? We're not demanding them to speak up. Joe Biden is silent.
Why do we have to demand?
Because you know why we need to demand them and to let them know, just because you were the first, you still got to speak up of us more, right? We have to demand that as a people. It's going to have to happen. If we demand that and say, y'all need to speak up more, Jay-Z need to speak up more, everybody that have some type of influence and power should be on the front line speaking up, and that is including the Obamas. That is including Joe Biden. And he should speak up because, number one, he's running for office. He want to become the next president of the United States. And if he want our vote, he should be on the front line. He should be in Minneapolis. He should be talking to the family. He should be demanding change up in there. He should be there now, as well as his campaign with the black woman that he should be having as his VP choice. And if he don't do it, his ass shouldn't be up in office and should be the next president of the United States. Just keep Trump in there, because he's no better than Trump. If he's sitting on the sidelines, want to be quarantined, get his ass with a mask on, get in the neighborhood and demand change. He should be leading the protest. And if he do that, that will show that he is really down for the black struggle. He is down for a black agenda. And if he don't do it, if he's quiet, is he playing mouse, he should not get our vote. I don't give a damn if he do got Democrat behind his name, because he's no different than anybody else. The only difference is one is wearing an R, another one's wearing a D. If he don't get in that neighborhood and lead that and have a press conference, he should implement a black agenda in Minneapolis right now. And if he don't do it and introduce his black VP choice, having that black woman, and allow her to speak, and he just hush because he stutter too much, and get somebody that know how to speak intelligent and that don't run for black media.
Listen, you are absolutely right. I agree. I feel as though if Joe Biden really want us to be his main or a part of getting him into office, you're absolutely right. This is prime time. If you want to prove to black people that you are down, the number one thing you should be pushing is some type of bill to stop police brutality. I'm telling you, anybody that comes up with a great bill that is going to stop police brutality, like you said, I don't care if they wear an R or a D. I will be more apt to stand in the line, take my mother, take my aunt, and stand right beside them and go vote. Because I'm gonna tell you this: I'm a black woman, and I will say this: I love black men. I married a black man. I have 3 black sons. I'm the only woman in my house. Okay, and I have brothers. So it is very close to me. So if anybody can come up with that, I will be there. I will take my whole family. Also, when it comes to,
and we gotta go to the next call. So finish your last point, and I'm gonna go to this next call because we over our time right now.
Okay.
Go ahead, sister.
Okay, thank you. When it comes to the Obamas, though, I hear what you're saying as far as we should demand them, but then in a way, it's kind of like, why should we demand something that they should feel natural in their heart? Because I feel like if I have to push you, then it's coerced. If it's coerced, then it's not real. Then shut up. I don't even want to hear it now because I had to do all that, and now you want to do it. You didn't feel anything. You wasn't up at night like the rest of the rest of the Black community. It didn't make you cry. You didn't see somebody in your family. You didn't see yourself, Obama. Nothing, to the point where you are totally quiet, which equals.
And I think honestly, though, and I can get their process or probably how they feel, because when he speak up, whatever, but he's not running for office. I'm looking for the people that's going to sit in the seat of power that is asking for our vote. Obama, that should have been done with 8 years ago. We should have called him to the fire when he dropped the ball inviting somebody for a beer. This time now, we have to focus on the prize of those people that want to sit in the seat of power. Obama have no power. And the only power that he have is really go out there, network, tell a speech, empower. But when it's come out decision making and bills and being passed, it's about those folks that's asking for it today. Now he can help with that message, but I think Joe Biden should lead it. And because if Obama does it, it takes away from these other candidates. I think it's a strategic move.
True.
Biden should lead it and let Obama co-sign it. But Biden should lead it. It shouldn't be Obama lead it and Biden really don't lead it because he ain't running for president. He's not the president no more. And I think Obama, sometimes he got to take it easy because he don't want to drown out the new people that's coming up. It's to be the folks that's asking for our vote today, and which that is Biden. Where's he saying? He the one that want our vote.
You're right.
And no, because you know what?
You're right. I will put. You're right. We should definitely put more heat on Biden than Obama. But I just thought it was very interesting because I don't think that Obama should be put up on a pedestal or not a pedestal, but should be pushed out front. But I do think that you're absolutely right. Obama, it's over with. His power's gone, and whoever's running for the presidential candidacy or candidacy should definitely.
All right.
I mean, the number one thing.
I'm gonna go to this next caller.
But thank you for letting me talk to you. I appreciate it.
No, thank you. All right. Last four. We got 8699. Calling you on the air.
Hi. Is this Wiley?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, Wiley, look, I've been in your chat. I'm hitting all platforms on YouTube. It's getting through Instagram and everything because we already have formulated. We're simulating now. It's a 50 states march. We also have the Black Coalition for Injustice. And this is for our Black men. Listen, this is happening now. All platforms are learning about us now. We're about to hit the streets, but it's going to be all 50 states on the same date at the same time. This will make history. We're about to make history. I want you to speak to your people on the panel. No more time for sitting down and allowing this. We are treated less than dogs. It's time to stand up. We are taxpayers also. Now, no cowards. If you don't want to be involved, that's fine. But we are simulating right as I'm speaking. I am the spokesperson. I'm speaking up. I'm calling every platform. Passionate Gangster, y'all need to get on the live because that's where we are all meet up at. We're all meeting up there on Passionate Gangster's platform. Okay? We have many others and other platforms that's joining us. Y'all need to get on board. It's time to take it to the streets. Stop being lazy. Stop sitting up there allowing and accepting less than what we deserve to have.
Also,
it's over. Y'all asked for this. I have a couple of questions to ask you. All our people asked for this.
So with the Black Coalition, the name of the organization is the Black Coalition. Is that the name of the organization?
It's Black Coalition for Injustice. It's for our Black men. But see, I don't discriminate. Let me say that because there are some Caucasian people that will walk with us.
Yes.
On the positivity, non-violence, but we are going to make noise. We're taking it 50 states.
Okay.
Every state is joining. You all need to get on board. No more. Don't be afraid. Stand up now.
So what? I have
children,
another question.
it's
So
time to
where's the
fight.
website? So people that are interested in joining the movement, the Black Coalition for Injustice, do you all have a website, Facebook page, or Twitter page that they can go and follow?
We established these two organizations, 50 States March, Black Coalition for Injustice. We established it on Passionate Gangsta platform.
Okay.
Go to her platform. Everybody get on that platform and hit her up. We all will be there. You will see us all there.
Okay.
We are we're orchestrating our own march.
So what is
50
agenda?
states.
What is you all agenda for? What do you all are requiring for that? What solutions are y'all requiring?
We need to start living our civil rights. We are too comfortable not exercising our rights as citizens. There is an all-out war on our black men.
I understand that.
Time. We have so many strong women now. We are becoming so huge. Roland Martin is the one that I'm trying to get with now. This is gonna be big. It's gonna hit every news.
Well. I have a suggestion though. I think the people need a website or a Facebook so they can know where to go correctly. So, do y'all have any social media?
Passionate Gangsta is on YouTube, but we taking everything. We're all meeting up there on Passionate Gangsta's platform.
Okay.
When she goes live, subscribe to her. Get over there where we are. You will see tons of us over there.
Okay, can you spell her name out, the platform that you all will be out for the people can know? Can you spell it out?
Okay, Passionately Gangsta with an A on the end. YouTube.
All right, y'all got that. So what time?
Get on there now.
What time?
We have other platforms that's joining us.
I know. Okay, what time?
Wiley, we need for you to join us too.
I will. Okay, what time y'all having that today, man?
Okay, we don't know because we've been on live for days. See, that's what y'all don't know. We've been simulating for a minute because it's time to fight. We're not sitting down no more. We're not afraid. You know, you have to have a healthy living situation. We deserve that for our children. It's time out for that. They're going after our black men and we're about to fight. Y'all gonna see this on every news network in 50 states. Get involved right now.
Okay.
Subscribe to Passionately Gangsta. Get on the live. When she hits the live, we all there because we're simulating now. Get on board.
All right. Thank you so much, man.
If you have children, get on board. If you don't have children, get on board. All of this is about all of us.
Yes, sister.
We all deserve to stand on 10 together.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. And anybody?
I'm saying numbers. We are numbers and strength. Strength is numbers. Then let me tell you, it's time now. I'm going on everybody's platform.
All right, thank you. Thank you
that's
so
my
very.
Job.
All right, thank you so very much. That's the spokesperson for the Black Coalition for Injustice. So today, we don't know the time, but they will be organizing a live on YouTube.
Look for it. We're going on live today.
Passionately, guys. So thank you so very much, ma'am, for your time.
Thank you.
All right. All right. So if any of my producers know where they're going to be at, please email me so I can know So if anybody, you're more than welcome to bring me on there. So if we have time, we will definitely show our voices there. But if you're going to run an organization, make sure you have a Facebook page, Twitter page, a website, and make sure you have a time because Black folks deal with organization. And so they know to come on time. And so when you call into a show, hey, we got the Black Coalition for Injustice, and let's just say 3 p.m. Central Standard Time, we'll be on Passionately Gangsta YouTube channel. at that time. And then you get a flyer out, and I'm gonna send an email, send out a press release. We have to have more organization if you want to implement a 50-state protest, because you just can't just think of it out your neck or out your ear. You can't yell it out. You have to be unified and make the preparations for that to be implemented, right? You have to have organization behind it. So we want to thank her for calling in. Now we over our time, but we would take 7 more minutes. If anybody else want to call in, is more than welcome to do so. That's why I don't try to do marches or protesting, because it takes money. I see why it takes money, because you got to get somebody that's going to market, be the spokesperson and everything like that. We never organize. That's why we stay losing. Please get it together. Revolution is going. Now, it is definitely some people out here that's actually working in Dallas for different change and everybody like that. It's actually people that is out here currently right now that is doing great things for us. And that's why we have to do a better job in paying attention to what is going on out here in our neighborhoods. So if you are part of an organization, if you want to do that, you can definitely send us an email at wileyshow@gmail.com. And we're more than welcome to love to voice our opinion and lend a hand to you all. So we're going back to the phone lines. President Donald Trump definitely did a video. I can't play it because it got music playing in the background, and it's so funny. So he's definitely are campaigning very hard for the black vote. For social media, I would say, because he ain't in no black neighborhoods like that. But on social media, let me clarify, on social media. 4644, call you on the air.
Hey, what is you say Justice for George? Is that you,
No,
Wiley?
No,
I just came on.
You said what? You said, what do you ask me?
I was reading where it says Justice for George.
Yes, yes. Did you hear what happened?
No, what happened?
You didn't hear what happened with George Floyd? Well, in Minneapolis, the police put his knee on George's neck, and George were screaming, he can't breathe, and he died. Of course, the news report came out. They said he wrote a bad check, and that did not happen, according to the reports. And so the police put his knee on George's neck, and he could not breathe, and George have passed away because of that.
Is all the details in on that?
All the details down. All the officers have been fired. All the officers have been fired. All the officers that did it, I think 3 or 4 of them was fired. The mayor came out, spoke against it, and so many black organizations are speaking up, as well as celebrities. And I also want to add, the family of George want those officers to be charged with murder.
Yeah, well, we have to see what happened.
Yeah,
but I tell you what, I'm down here right downstate from Chicago and St. Louis. You had 49 shootings in Chicago this past weekend with 10 deaths. In St. Louis, you had 20 with 4 deaths. I wish you could get that type of response for that.
Well, we talk about that for a lot. I've been on and saying that they do need to do a better job, but at the end of the day, that's why the DA Kim Foxx is prosecuting those violent offense crimes, and this is why the police, as well as the city, is encouraging the neighbors to the people to report that someone have shot their family member or whatever. So at the end of the day, just like the police have said, if you see someone in your neighborhood commit a crime and you see it, you need to report it. Stop with this no snitching and report what's going on in your neighborhood, because if you don't, if you say, well, it ain't my business, when it happened to you, you're going to be on the news crying, talking about just speak up, come turn yourself in. So you need to keep that same energy when it's happening to your brother or sister or your neighbor or somebody in your community. If you see that, if you know who's doing it, report them so they can be charged and brought to justice. That goes on for if you're black, that goes on if you're white, that goes on if you're Chinese, that goes on to whoever you are. If you're committing a crime and you're a violent offense, you need to be brought to justice. And the police, you work with the police and you point out the person that did it. You show up to the trial and you make sure that you testify so that person can serve life.
I was at a trial. I was at a trial on a jury this past January but we know we had 2 cops shot in Baton Rouge. One was killed and one was wounded, and a third man was shot at this guy's daughter's house, and they took him alive. This was a white cop. Both white cops was white. This was a black man who drove all the way from Kansas City and killed this white cop. So you don't hear about that much in the news. But anyway, I'll let you go on to your rest of your show. Thank you very much. You have a pleasant day.
Thank you so very much for that. Okay, the number is 646-716-8447. And I hear what you're saying. And we're going to keep that same energy. And let me tell you this way, in Chicago, this is why the mayor is so active in Chicago. Of course, people need to call out what goes on in Chicago. It's a crying shame that crime was increased during this pandemic, and that's why the mayor is doing trying to clean up the city. But at the end of the day, we as the people in the neighborhood need to make sure we report what's going on in our neighborhood, right? But when it comes to George, those officers need to be reported as well and need to be brought to justice. That goes to anybody. And I keep the same energy, whether it's black, white, whomever you are. It's not cool. Well, we really wouldn't have this for a debate. If it was a black officer put his knee on somebody that is white, that wouldn't be up for a debate. To be honest with you, they would easily would have brought them to justice. So if that would have happened, if that was a black officer put his knee on somebody that was white, oh man, he would have been already charged. He or she would have been charged. But it's okay. You can call in and invest your opinion. I just disagree with what is being said. I'm trying to think of something. Where is that website that I'm trying to break up? Okay. Let me see if anybody else call in 646-716-8447. Anonymous, you live on the air.
Hey, Wiley.
Hey, go ahead, sister.
Listen, I was a little bit confused by the last caller. I was really trying to understand where he was trying to get. There's no justification in the shooting of George. None whatsoever. So regardless of what's happening everywhere else, because there's crime that's happening all around this world. Okay, the topic at hand is what we were able to see visibly that was so gruesome of this man laying lifeless, fighting for his life. This man being handcuffed for no reason, sitting in his vehicle. They pulled him out of his vehicle, handcuffed him, walked him from his vehicle to the sidewalk. He sat down on the sidewalk. When the other police car pulled up, the officer asked him to get up. He got up off of the ground and they walked him to the police car. They didn't open the door on the side of the sidewalk where he was. They walked him around the car towards the street. What happened when they walked him around the car towards the side of the street, how he got on the ground? I don't understand that. How 3 police officers are now laid on top of him and one is kneeling in his neck. I don't get that. I don't understand that. He was already in handcuffs. And then every excuse that they gave has already came out to be a lie. They said that he was aggressive. That was a lie. They said that he was sitting on top of the car. That was a lie. He was sitting inside of his car. So these officers should be more than just fired. They need to be handcuffed in jail, and they need to get prosecuted, and they need to get found guilty, and they need to do some hard time for the life that they took. The problem is the police walk around with these badges and guns as the bullies, as the gang members, because they have this system that opposes their BS. So they can walk around killing people, they can walk around assaulting people, they can walk around mistreating people, and they don't get any repercussions. It's time for all of that to stop. The laws need to be balanced for everyone, as well as police officers. If they want civilians to conduct themselves a certain way and act a certain way, them as officers that's supposed to uphold the law that they're trying to enforce on us, they need to be walking that same walk, and they need to be monitored. you know, and if they're not doing that, they need to be held accountable because they're not upholding the law that they're trying to enforce. It should be no more of these officers getting away with these senseless crimes against people that they're supposed to uphold and protect. We saw clearly that did not happen in that situation, and it happens so often in the Black community, so often in the minority community. And what happens is, like one of the women stated, everyone else have other places to go, except for Black Americans that's here. We have nowhere to go. We have no outlet. They won't do this to Chinese because they will have a whole issue with China. It's certain ethnicities, certain groups of people that they don't harass. The main people that they harass is us, because we don't have any major back and we don't have any major support system. We don't have people we can fall back on. And that's why we have to pull together. Some way, somehow, we have to change these laws. We have to change everything that's going on to make things fair and balanced for us. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Because other than that, they're going to continue to keep doing what they're doing because they don't get held accountable. They don't, the same thing that they did to Eric Garner, you know, the guy that was in New York, and how he said he couldn't breathe. Those officers got off. You get me? It's not like that this is the first rodeo that this has happened. This was something that we were able to visibly see that was so gruesome. You get me? But this has been happening, and it has been a continuous thing. When is things going to change? When are we going to start fighting for laws to change so that laws are equally balanced for all people? When are we going to start holding officers accountable for misusing their badge and their gun? Because they should be able to be prosecuted the same way that they're able to prosecute us. They should not be able to get a free walk in the park to just go around killing people, go around sexually assaulting people, go around committing crimes, go around. I mean, the police is the biggest criminals, period. We all know that. We all know that. They
So what is
what
is two solutions before I go to the next caller that you would like to implement? What are some solutions as a people need to do?
I mean, like I said, I feel like one of the things that we need to do is come together and figure out how can we implement change. What are the proper steps that we can do to navigate to change? And of course, part of that is going to the meetings and stuff like that. But we need to change things on a higher scope where it impacts the entire United States, because there's injustice all over, not just in a particular city, not just in a particular state. There's injustice all over. Our people all over are being affected by these laws of the land that has been in place to keep us incarcerated. See, slavery never left. We're still enslaved because we still have to walk a fine line. We still have to walk a certain way. It's just modern day slavery. You get what I'm saying?
All right.
So
thank you.
We have to figure out a way to bring change to that.
Thank you so very much. We move on to this. Our last caller for today. We're going to another call.
All right, Wiley.
Thank you. Anonymous, this is the last one. We can close it down. All right, Anonymous, you're live on the air.
Really quick. I did call and I just wanted to.
Go ahead, sister. Hello? You're breaking up. I can't hear you. Let's make sure.
You there?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead. You were breaking up. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna be really quick. I know you got to go because I already called. But anyway, the sister that just called last time in reference, and she addressed the. Can you hear me? There you go. Yeah, the sister that just called. There's a delay.
No, sister. Just speak on the phone. You don't have to worry about watching on YouTube. Whatever you talk on your phone, they're gonna hear it.
I have you on YouTube. Yeah, I don't have you on YouTube, but
just
the sister that just called and she addressed the guy that called before her. I wanted to say really quick for everybody in the chat and her, what that gentleman just did was he was trying to justify why Black men are getting killed, and that's why he specifically pointed out Chicago, the Black on Black crime, and he also specifically pointed out officers that were being killed. So that was him justifying Black men getting shot in the street. And I want everybody to know, okay, what that was. He is deflecting and he's trying to justify. But I want people to know this. If there is if there's a black on black crime, there's white on white crime, there's Asian on Asian crime, there's African on African crime. You are going to kill whoever's in the proximity of you. Do not get sidetracked or taken off of the path by people using those tactics, keyword tactics, to try to justify the injustices that are happening against black men specifically and only. So that's all he did. And Wiley, you did good. 'Cause I'm glad you didn't go off him or anything like that, because he serves no purpose. He was petty. He served no purpose, and he's gone. So at the end of the day, when it comes to black on black crime, and they throw that up in your face, because I've had them throw that up into my husband's face at a kid's football game when he had on a Kaepernick shirt. A white man approached him and said, "What do you want from us? What do you?" And my husband said, "I'm a veteran." Even a vet said that it was okay to kneel. So what do you think? Well, what about black on black crime? Don't let them throw you off. If they throw out black on black crime, then you turn around and you say, "What about white on white crime?" And let them speak, because they always want to throw that up in your face. Well, damn it, throw it back up in their face, because white people do kill white people. All right, I'm going to let you go on that.
All right, thank you so very much. But yeah, all right, the number, thank everybody that had called in. Don't forget, we will be on Station on Monday. So if you're not on Station, make sure you go up on there. We want to go for the number one spot.
Have you heard? The Wiley Show is expanding and will now be on Station Head every Monday night at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. That's right. Download Station Head today. You won't, because you don't want to miss Wiley being raw and unfiltered. The Wiley Show every Monday night at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time on Station Head.
Let's do it, yo. Finish on.
All right. So on Station Head, we will be live Monday night. Okay. We're going to do 2 more episodes, and then we're going to implement going live every Monday night and Wednesday night. Then we're going to do 4 episodes on that 2-point program, and then we're going to implement a Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for 4 more weeks. And so what we're doing, we're building that. We're going in slow. We're not going to do too much and burn ourselves out. So we did 2 more episodes. So we got 2 more episodes to go, and then we're going to implement Monday night and Wednesday night. So if you're an Android user, make sure you download Patreon, and you can subscribe to there, and you can hear us live. Okay. I want to give a special shout out to everybody that offered their opinions about how we can implement change and solutions and everything like that. Because if you do not implement change and have a solution, you will keep on being conditioned about the problems. Okay, we need to keep that same energy when it comes to solutions. We already know about slavery. Well, can't say everybody know about slavery. Oh, know about it. Everybody don't know. But the solutions is my solutions is more financial freedom, getting our credit scores together, investing in our neighborhood, owning more properties, being political stakeholders, having more super PACs in the interest of black people, the Black Agenda Super PAC, and put 300,000 in there and get candidates that is going to, their purpose is to enforce a black agenda. So that is what we're going to do. We're going to start putting our investments into politics as well, and invest in candidates that is going to implement a black agenda. Thank everybody for calling in today. We will continue this conversation. I will be back live in about an hour or so. I got to go take care of some business really quickly and get on this conference call really, really quickly. And then we'll be back for another video. All right. Thank you all so very much. And I will see you all later.